Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I almost forgot about you all. Y'all would have been so disappointed in me because I was out having coffee with a friend. I was like, I need to go. And now I realized, oh, I have a video. Welcome, everybody. How are you this afternoon? Hey, Angela. How are you? Nicole. Yes, Angela. Celebrate good times. Come home. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all, I'm excited about today's topic. I just got my tripod so I can have a steady camera or slightly more steady camera. I just put some incense on the money altar. Oops. Nice. Ooh, Nicole, that sounds great. Y'all, I made this money incense and I just put it on for the first time. Nicole, I made this money oil, and this is kind of like the remainder of the herbs from the money oil. So I was like, let me try it out. And the weather is so nice in DC here today. So I have my windows open. We're just letting that fresh air come in and just like really getting some new energy in this apartment. Like, y'all see the candle that I prepared has burned all the way down. Y'all, these dollar store candles burn fast, which is actually kind of cool because hopefully that means the money will come faster. You see all your names on there? That's the money candle that I prepared. So I'm gonna prepare another one. Put it on tonight. Yep. It's no joke. Like we're really doing this. I still have a few money jars left if anybody wants to get one. Hey Danielle, what's up? If anybody wants to get one, I still have a few left. I need to mail one out today, actually. Um, I'm gonna put some more money here for the St. Patrick's Day. Hey you all, Danielle. All right, y'all. Today I wanted to talk about spiritual baths. This is one of my new favorite things. Woo, get situated. As we prepare for the spring, we're doing all sorts of renewal and cleansing, spring cleaning. We talked about clearing out the clutter yesterday and a few days ago. And today I wanted to talk about spiritual bathing because, y'all, it's such a great tool. And I'm really just learning about it. I've known about it for a while, but I really have experimented with it a lot recently. And it's not when I do these videos, I'm just really giving my experiences of it. So I haven't done a lot of research around it or anything. I'm just speaking strictly from my experience, but I welcome you all to research it more like I will be doing. Um, but spiritual bathing, you all, you can do it so many ways, and it's something that's kind of ancient. I know in Judaism, they had mikvahs, which are special ritual baths, spiritual baths. If you're Baptist, yes, Nicole, especially you being an herbalist, with if you're a Christian, you probably have been baptized, and that's a form of it. Um, any ancient religions, they all have different forms of it. It's a way of cleansing, renewing, and then bringing, life to something. You can baptize objects, magical objects that you use. If you use poppets or voodoo dolls or whatever, I've used water to baptize them. Same concept. But with it being spring, we talked about clearing out your space and removing old energy or stuff that ties you back, holds you back. So this is something you can do to your actual person. Hey Courtney, what's up? Courtney's joining you all. Something you can do to your actual person, which will prepare you for bringing in new things. Also, um, cleanliness, you all. Cleanliness is something, just going back over that as a spiritual practitioner. Oh yeah, Islam for sure. Nicole, I keep forgetting that you had that background. Yeah, like water and cleansing is so important, purification, because as a spiritual person especially, you need to be clean, you need to be pure, you need to be cleared of energy so that when you receive new energies, you can recognize them and be sensitive to them. So it's very important to cleanse regularly. And you can do that in many ways, but spiritual bathing is one way. So I'll go over quickly what I've done lately, which I've really been into, and it's so simple, you all. First, let me tell you about my first experience bathing, doing spiritual bath. It was when I started to get on my path and I became sensitive to energies and how they all started to work. I set aside time and I did a really special spiritual bath. And I tied it to visualization and manifestation. And I don't even know if that was my intention at first, but that's what it ended up being about. I bought flowers from a grocery store. I was guided to buy like the higher chakra flowers. So I got purple and blue flowers, set them on the floor by the bath. I got tarot cards, which related to what I wanted to do. I think I used the High Priestess and a few of the other intuition cards. I got special oils. I drew my bath water and then I prepared a tea of herbs. Poured that into the bath water. Got candles. Sat down and you all. It was like when you set up your altar for the first time and there's that really special feeling. I had that going on in the bath, and none of this was stuff that I really read anywhere. I may have watched a few videos that Pretty Boss made about it, but it was mostly guided by intuition. Sat down in the bath water and I just felt this peace, this serenity, this calm come over me. And I could feel the magic. You charge the water with your intentions. I had a special white bathrobe that I wore after getting out of the bath, into and getting out of the bath. And I laid in the water. I allowed myself to just visualize all of the things that I wanted for my life. And it was so special, you all. It was really, really, especially because I took time gathering the ingredients. Yeah, right, Courtney? um, when you do take time, you all have noticed too, like as I'm fairly new magic practitioner in this lifetime anyway. But when you take the time to gather the ingredients, y'all look at the smoke, it's really gone. It really adds like a lot of energy to it. So by the time I sat down and did the ritual, it was like crazy. Like my mind really transported to another place in the future. And so that was something really special that I did. And you could do a ceremony, ritual, whatever like that. But for day to day, it's important that you do some things to cleanse. Right, Nicole? That you do some things to cleanse. Just prepare yourself, like to remain on a high vibration, some people will say, or just prepare yourself to receive and to discern energies that come into contact with you, release the past. So what I've done recently is I have this bowl. It's a mixing bowl. I think I got it from IKEA years ago. And it's so bizarre, you all. hot water stopped working a while ago. The guy came to fix it. I need to call him back. But I was stuck without hot water, which anybody else would fret over. I really didn't care too much. It's annoying, but whatever. So I started bird bathing and I've mastered that actually. I'm really good at doing the bird bath thing. But with that happening, I found a really great opportunity to start doing spiritual baths, which I had already started doing with the shower. But I would prepare a bath in the bowl. And then what you do is after you bathe yourself to actually cleanse yourself physically, you just take this bowl and you pour the spiritual bath over you. It's quick, it's easy. You can add whatever ingredients you like, and it's just really easy to do every day. That's why I like it. So, the way I typically do mine is, and I'd love to hear how you all do yours, y'all, because this is something you can really get creative with. For me, y'all, magic is like cooking. There's a basic way to do it as a foundation, and everybody puts their own little twist or spin on it. A lot of times you use what you have, and you discover some great things that way. Or you can go classic with it. You can read recipes and then follow them to the T. It's whatever you want to bring to it. But what I typically do is I get a bowl. This is my special bowl. Fill it up with hot water. If you want to use special water, you can. I do use tap water and fill up with hot water. I take a crystal. I don't have one with me, but I have one that I typically use for my spiritual baths. It's a clear quartz crystal, or you can get a special one. I used a special one yesterday because I did a money bath. And then you always want to add your sea salt. That's good for removing energies and cleaning. Dissolve that in there. And that's pretty much the basis for your spiritual bath. Just those ingredients: water, salt, and then a crystal. The cool thing about water is it is a conductor in the physical realm, but y'all know water is tied to spirituality, the emotions, the subconscious, and it's programmable just like the crystal. So I view it as like the crystal transmitting the energy of your intention to the water. You don't have to use a crystal, but the crystal definitely helps because it's energetic. And it also does things for the water because the water that we use from the tap is not like water you get from nature. So if you want to use water you've collected, like I have snow water in my magic room right now, you could boil that. I may actually do that very soon. Boil the snow water or stream water, whatever, and use that as the basis. That'll be extra powerful. Yeah, and Danielle, you know what? That cup idea is pretty cool too because you want to hit all your parts of your body, and you could direct it more with the cups. That's actually a good idea, like the bowl and the cups. But if you had a ladle, that would be cool. I didn't even think of that. Y'all are giving me ideas. But that's the foundation for your bath, and yeah, Angela, and then you can just sort of go crazy with it. So I use different ingredients. Oh, and the water is conductor. So this is like really cleansing like your aura and your energetic field when you do this. Um, but you can take herbs. So if you're doing a special bath for like a ritual or something, or just a special intention, like I've done this with the herbs that I used for my oil and tincture and for this incense. Take those money herbs, put them in a coffee filter, tie it up with a rubber band or string or whatever, and then you steep the herbs in really hot water, like boiling water. Then you take that water from that, and you pray over it the whole time. Take that water, pour it into your bath water, your ritual bath water, and now you have the influence of the herbs there. That's really powerful. I love doing that, and it smells amazing, you all. You can add special colognes and things. I have this vetiver, which I purchased. I didn't even want to buy this cologne, but they didn't have it in the herb form, so I bought the cologne. I add this to spiritual bath. Is great for protection. Of course, you want to add your Florida water, y'all. Florida water is so essential to like many things that you do. I've had this bottle for a long time. I'm finally getting down to the bottom. But this is great. It smells fabulous too because it's actually a cologne. So when you pour this over the end, you have the that beautiful smell like lingering on you. And it's not strong. It's like just strong enough. So the other day, oh yeah, Courtney, you got to get the Florida water. You can actually make it too if you don't have access to a Botanica, but they have when you go to the Botanicas, they have tons of different Florida waters. This is the first one I bought and I really like this scent. Yeah, yeah, Danielle, you clog your drain up a lot. So like if you do put fresh herbs in the bath, which you can do, flower petals I was going to recommend. I even heard people put fruit and stuff in the bath, which is phenomenal. Y'all do that. Make sure you have something to strain it when it goes down the drain because you don't want to get that stuff in the bottom. Ooh, lavender, Angela, I love that. Um, Make sure you strain it if you put the herbs directly in the water, but you can certainly do that. Um, Yeah, Nicole, like if you live in a big city like DC, we have tons of botanicas. It's really easy to find this and lots of different variations of it. I don't even know what this one is, y'all. I didn't even get this from a botanica. I got this from a bodega in a Latin community. Because I wasn't near a botanica, but they sell this in the bodegas. So it's really easy to find. But so you want to add that to the water, and then you all I made this money oil, and it's funny because oils are available, but if you're not used to using them, like you may be hard pressed to find a use for them. I typically rub them on candles, but since I had this laying around, I found several uses for the oil. Nicole mentioned a good one the other day about rubbing it on the actual money and keeping it in your wallet. Yeah, the candles as well. Absolutely, Angela. You know. What did Nicole say? I live in small city on shops like I need, lol. I'm going to look into my. Yeah, you'd be surprised though. Courtney said that. You'd be surprised, Courtney. You may actually find stuff. There's always a Latin community. If you can find the Latinos, you can probably find these products. But I made this oil, you all. Typically, I rub it on candles and burn it. But I got the idea the other day. Oh, let me make a money bath. So I did put this oil in there, and it was such a great addition because you all, oil is great for cleansing your skin. Oil removes oil, and then it also moisturizes. So I put a little bit of this in there. It's a nice green color, so I felt like I was getting that energy. And you can, oh, Nicole, I thought of this other day, but Nicole reminded me you could put this in your diffuser. So I will be doing that probably today and just spread the money energy around your home like in the air. And this was made with a blend of four herbs, four money herbs. Absolutely, y'all. We're coming up to St. Patrick's Day. That's why I sort of set this up around this time. Which is like, you can find your pot of gold, the green and gold. Money energy is coming through. It's the emergence of spring, which is like renewal, life, vitality, all this wonderful energy to take hold of. I heard there's gonna be like a solar flare this weekend. So y'all do those things. If you're in a rush, you can do the bowl thing. I love it. It feels so great to pour it on. They say you should let it air dry. If you have time, do the actual ritual. Burn the candles, put on some really great music that matches your intention. Pull out the tarot cards, purchase some flowers, put some herbs and flowers in the water. You can put the fruit. Some people add milk. Oh yeah, Angela, it's such a great thing. Some people like to add milk, honey to the water. You can get so creative with it, y'all. If y'all want to put wine in the water, sugar, whatever, like, just really get creative. The cleansing is special to do, especially every day. Have something to cleanse yourself with. You can just cleanse certain points of your body, like your hands are great because they're actually portals in ways. The bottoms of your feet, the crown of your head. If you can just get those parts, that helps. Um, and then y'all use a special robe. It's really great to wear white. Oh yeah, Trader Joe's has the best flowers, and that's where I always go, and they're priced really well too. Like I love Trader Joe's flowers. That's typically where I go. Um, Special clothing, you all. Have a robe, especially a white robe or any special robe that you designate for that. Is great. Make sure it's clean and have it ready. You do typically want to let the stuff air dry when you're done, if it's possible, but if not, it's okay. Pull out your robe and wear that, and just make it special, you all. It's a great spiritual practice. We do spiritual practices to connect with our spirit and to sort of zoom out of our day to day tasks and connect with our spirit and our intentions. Yes, onesie. I love it. So that's all I have on spiritual baths, you all. It's a favorite technique of mine because it's something that's simple. You can do it so many different ways, and I think you really can feel a benefit, in addition to meditation, burning incense, blah blah blah. It's like the purification, the cleansing really like it really helps you out. If y'all try any of this stuff out, let us know in the group or put your comments below. I'd love to hear what you all do. Because like I said, I'm really just now getting into it. Um, I'd love to hear suggestions. Burning my fingers, touching incense. Suggestions and different ways that you all practice. And I know that there are a lot of people who are parts of traditions that have ritual bathing as a part of it. So I'd love to hear, like Nicole mentioned, Islam. I know that they cleanse every time they go into the mosque. That's a part of the tradition. Hey, April, what's up? April can tell us a ton of stuff, I'm sure. But that's part of the tradition, y'all. When I visited Europe, like I would go to Spain, especially, there are a ton of mosques because the Moors used to rule Spain for like 800 years, and so they had these mosques, and they always had fountains, especially coming from a desert culture where like water was so important and there was a lot of dust and sand, and it's like you would have to get to an oasis to get water. They developed a tradition around water where it's like really sacred, and so whenever you go to a mosque, there was always a fountain on the outside because that's where they would cleanse themselves before going to do their prayers and ritual and things like that. It was very, very important. And especially back in the day in Europe, they didn't practice cleansing as often. Like that's where the bubonic plague came from and a bunch of other stuff. So it was like very special that they always had fresh water and fountains and things to cleanse them. Y'all, that whole history is interesting too because basically the reason they didn't cleanse was because they associated cleansing with the Romans and they considered it pagan. Because the Romans always had their baths. They had like heated baths. Ooh, that's a great tip, Nicole. Yeah, using the visualizations along with the bath is important. It's huge. Because you're cleansing your aura, and a part of that is affected by your visualizations and how you charge it. Like I visualize charging the water with my intentions when I do it. I get my wand when I'm preparing it and I aim it towards the crystal, and then I just draw my intentions down into the water and the crystal. But yeah, they associated it with the Romans because the Romans always had baths, like heated baths, and bathing was an important part of being a Roman. And so in the medieval period, they didn't like anything that was Roman because it was Christian, and they considered the Roman thing to be like pagan and bad. So they really abstained from a whole lot of bathing and stuff. And that's where the bubonic plague and other things came from, lice and things. And so it was frowned upon. But the Moors, when they came, they were all about bathing because that's such a sacred thing for them. So, it's interesting reading the history about all the different cultures and their opinions and attitudes and how they incorporated, yeah, right, Angela? So, how they incorporated bathing and water. The Jewish culture too, the mikvah, Mikva, was an important part of their ritual. And, baptism and things like that, those were all important for like attuning yourself to spirit, cleansing yourself, removing sins or whatever, and renewing yourself. Ostara is coming up this weekend, I believe it is, or next week, and the spring equinox. So y'all may want to do a special ritual bath just for that. Oh, awesome, Courtney. I love that. And even I know you've been dealing with illness, and I felt a little not well this morning. Y'all, a bath will do wonders. Y'all know how when you take a shower, y'all, it just revitalizes, renews you. Like, there's a reason for that. And, you're drawing on the element of water. You're connecting with that. Um, but also a bath, y'all, if you're feeling ill, you can add alcohol, like rubbing alcohol to your bath water and salt water. And, like, if you're feverish, it's called a tepid bath when it's, like, lukewarm. Yeah, right, Courtney? Ooh, April, what is an angel bath? That sounds so cool. Um, Adding the alcohol when you get out, it makes your skin, when you're feverish, you're hot and cold at the same time. Like the alcohol really helps soothe that sensation. So you make a warm bath and you add the alcohol. There's lots of things you can do with baths. Epsom salt is a great thing to use, you all. But the bath just really renews you. And another thing, you all, bathing before rituals like that you perform ceremonies is actually huge. Lime McCall, I've never heard of that, Angela. I'm gonna Google that as soon as I'm done. Um, the other thing was when you prepare for rituals and ceremonies, y'all, bathing is super important for that because you remove energies. If you do work with spirits, you all, it's great to bathe before and after any ritual you do with spirits because they tend to like attach to you and things like they can attach to you and you may not be aware. But when you do the ritual before or after, especially when working with dead people or energies, it's really, really important. And if you're going to collect graveyard dirt, it's important to bathe before and after. Oh yeah, April, catch the replay because we talked about a lot of really cool stuff, and I know you have great insights. Ritual bathing then is really, really important, y'all. One thing I do is I have special soaps that I use for that. Like I have a soap that I use just for rituals. It has special herb hyssop. Sorry, no, that I don't have a hyssop soap, but I need to get that. But I have a vervain, a verbena soap that I use before and after I do rituals. So that's another great time to use the spiritual bath. But that's all the ideas I have, you all. Thank you all so much for watching and sharing your wonderful ideas. I'm gonna look up Lima Call, Angela. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm gonna get to work on the group stuff, you all, so I can catch up and we can be thriving like we were. Okay, Angela, cool. And y'all have a wonderful weekend. Keep posting in the group. I don't want y'all to fall off just because it's the weekend. Um, I'm enjoying reading your posts, and this is the beginning of spring. Spring is on the way. I can feel it. By the way, you all, like, I don't know how long all of you have been practicing. I've been practicing for like less than a year, and I really find myself connecting with nature. Ooh, awesome, Angela. Tell us how it goes. Take lots of pictures. Um, yes. Um, no, the paganism, if you want to call it that, or the spirituality and all that stuff, it's really like about connecting with nature. And it's so interesting now that I've been practicing. I really like get excited when each thing comes because it's a different set of lessons. It's a different mode or way of being. It's different energies. And it's so much fun, especially because like the different rituals and things you do like really involves you bringing natural elements into your home or you even going out in nature. Like in winter, it was bringing elements in because we're in our house. So it's like I have snow water that I brought in from when it snowed. Now I'm going to be going out of the house again. Like I have the fresh air coming in because it's spring. I've opened my windows. It's just really cool, like being a part of the transitions and seeing the wheel of the year, the different holidays that come up and like preparing for them and understanding like the real reason of the holiday and connecting to that. The spring, the renewal, the rebirth, the coming out. Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, it's just like getting in tune with nature is such a cool thing. So that's been like really fun for me. Have y'all been experiencing that? This year, St. Patrick's, I went to the store. We had already started the money manifestation. And so I was buying green and gold items, and it wasn't really intentional, but St. Patrick's was coming up. And so the dollar store had all the St. Patrick's items. So I set up my altar with all that stuff. I was like, oh, that's cool. And it's like, I'm really not doing this for St. Patrick's, but I'm doing it for money manifestation and all that stuff. And it's cool to like have that deeper meaning. Yeah, April's been in the lab. Nicola's been in the lab. I've been in the lab. Everybody's like doing their work. We need to have a product exchange, you all. Yeah, right, right, Angela. I need to make some more of this, and then we'll just have a product exchange for the group. All right, everybody, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. And y'all, Nicole, we want to see that product when you're done. April, we want to see it. I know you're sending it to me, but